All right, we're live. Welcome everybody to Legacy Living TV. We're so excited to have you here. Legacy Living TV is for entrepreneurs, leaders, world changers, people out there that want to be their best selves, that have a message, that have a life that they're wanting to share with the planet. So along with that theme, I'm super excited to introduce all of you to our amazing guest on tonight's show. This is the lovely, talented Miss Jaya. How do I say this? Jaya?
Yeah, like Maya, but Jaya.
Yes, awesome. So I actually have a little bit of a online media crush on Miss Jaya Rose here. I was
that. Oh, she's coming clean. Let's have it.
So I am so just fascinated with her fun stuff she's doing online right now. I love her message, and I just believe it's going to be a perfect fit for our audience here at Legacy Living TV. So tonight's show is all about how your vibe attracts your tribe, and how really living in your truth and owning your unique message is what's really going to lead you to the success. And a lot of what Jaya talks about is in alignment with law of attraction. So let's get ready to dig into tonight's show. Before we get started, I wanted to let you all know that we have a fun, juicy giveaway for those of you who share our show out. So let's get an audience building here online. For those of you who share, you're entered in a drawing. Last week we only had one person share, so the odds are in your favor. The odds are in your favor, my friend. So here's what we have in our giveaway. We have The 60-Day Money Miracle by Ross Jardine. It's a really awesome book with weekly implementable action steps that are small. And as entrepreneurs, sometimes we've got a lot on our plate. So I loved going through this book. I also have All In by Josh Leves. I thought it was Lewis. It's Leves. And this book is really, really cool. It's a total spin take on dad's position in the workplace and in business. Really fun, juicy stuff. And also a CD with yours truly, my Like a Boss CD for leaders. So some fun, juicy giveaways. Hit share and we'll get you entered in that. And let's dig in with our show here with Miss Jaya. All right. Hit share and we'll get you entered in that with our show with Miss Jaya. All right.
Nice. I was going to try to share this to my page, just all stealth while you were talking, but I think I failed.
That's awesome. All right. So I would love for just to hear a little bit about your story leading up to even the vision of launching your business as it is now.
Oh my gosh, the vision. So the vision was a total pivot. And so it wasn't actually like some dreamed up vision. It was like an intuitive hit. You need to pivot and go a new direction. So it was a fast action, listening to intuition thing, but originally taking my business online was definitely more of like a build up and an awakening. So I don't know. Does either of that intrigue you?
So what were you doing before you decided to move into this space? Have you always been an entrepreneur?
Yes. I have always been an entrepreneur, at least since I actually started making money in my 20s. I worked a little bit for other people in high school and such, but I was a personal trainer and I had a fitness studio in California. And then when I moved to Portland, I built up my clientele and opened another fitness studio. So I was like rocking the fitness personal trainer world for like 13 years. And
wow.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. It's crazy because I was good at it and it was awesome, but it was totally, I don't know if you know, like zone of genius, zone of excellence, the difference. So if you guys haven't read The Big Leap, I highly suggest that, but he talks a lot about the difference between your zone of excellence and your zone of genius and how, most people live in their zone of excellence. It's good enough. You get up, you go to work, you make enough money, you do. And so it's like this really average mediocreness. That's definitely what I was doing for a long time. It's like nobody wants you to not be mediocre. Nobody really wants you, except if you're being great, then you want other people to be great. But if you're being mediocre, you want other people to be mediocre, right? It's kind of how it works.
So true.
Yeah.
So what was that? I mean, you make it sound like it was kind of this aha moment that kind of hit you in the face, like the universe saying, "Wake up!" and this is the new direction. I would love to hear what happened. What led to that?
Yeah, I mean, it was, you know how in hindsight you can always look back and see it. Sometimes it feels like a hot mess while it's happening. You're just like, brain explosions. Two big things happened for me. One, my husband asked me what I was going to do for retirement, which sounds crazy, but it was a real wake up call because I realized that I was not even thinking about that at all. I wasn't thinking about my power with money and how it was important or how it was, I just thought it was kind of a necessity. And that really woke me up to realizing, one, he wasn't planning on taking care of me. I don't think he could. He couldn't with the job he had. And so what was I going to do? And it made me really uncomfortable to look at it, but it stemmed from a long line of, just being enoughness, I call it, but not really having this idea that I could have my own legacy or my own empire. I just thought, well, I'll just be good enough and then a man will take care of me.
That's funny coming from a powerhouse like you, that thought process, it's like it's in our DNA or something, right? Like, where's my prince that's going to save me and take care of me and take me to his kingdom, right?
Yeah.
Really
Totally.
true.
No,
Yeah.
it's true. And I think there are a lot of us who have thoughts, like you said, it's like in our DNA, right? We have these ideas of the way things are, and all we need to do is be shown another way. All we need to do is be given the permission to see it a new way. And that's all I needed, because like you said, I mean, I've always been this, like, this is me. I was just a little bit more watered down and I decided to go full strength.
Which I mean, from what I can see, it's been explosive for you the minute that you decided, I'm not going to water down, as you say, my genius, my passions, my personality, me, who I really am. It seems like the universe just showed up for you big. Is that right?
That is totally true. When I first had that realization that I could do more, I took my fitness business online, and that was like fine. But when you first go online, you have so much to learn about everything. You can be super good at what you're doing, but that doesn't mean you're going to be able to transfer that to online at all. And I had a business for 13 years. I knew how to run a business, but I didn't know how to market, and I didn't really know what my messaging was. You just don't have to do that when you just have a brick and mortar and you only need 10 clients.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
No.
right. So when I took my fitness business online, it was all of this, like, just learning. I remember saying to my husband one day, I'm like, I feel like I don't know anything. I forgot that I was even good at something, to be honest. I was just like, this is just a shit show. And in the way where you unpack everything out of the closet to clean it, and then everything is a huge mess, and then you put it back in, that kind of shit show. So when I pivoted, was about 1 year in to being online, and I was like just about to really take it to the next level with my fitness membership and all of that. And it really just hit. It was like what you said. It was like I went for a walk and I got this hit. I was actually listening to that book, The Big Leap, again for a second time because I had been asked to teach that book, which was really funny. This guy wanted me to teach it in one of his programs. And so I didn't even end up doing that. It was literally just for the catalyst. That was the purpose. So I was taking a walk and I got this hit, like, fitness is your zone of excellence. This is not the most you have to give. You have more in you. And I remember coming home from that walk, and I'm not somebody who can ignore, like, intuitive hits. I listen to them. And I was scared to listen to it because I was like, well, what does that even mean? And what does this really mean for me? And I remember sitting on the couch with my husband and I was like, I think I don't want to do fitness anymore. And he was like, okay, like, well, what are you going to do? And I just knew that I needed to teach women to take their business online and how to really show up, because that is what I thrived at, was video and visibility. Video in particular, like even before there was this and Facebook Live, I was uploading videos. And that's how I started. I had started to build a following but they liked me because I was me, not because I was doing fitness.
Yes, exactly. I love that. So Oprah talks about this, and I'd love to hear your take on it. She talks about how there's these little threads through our lives that are these little like winks from the universe or hints from our higher self that are saying, like, kind of guiding us gently on this path. And I just heard you say video is something that I always just was doing, and it was something I was a natural at, that was
Right.
kind of in my zone of genius. And I'm sure there are people listening, and I would love to hear from our viewers. We've got quite a few people on right now that are maybe wondering, how do I know what my zone of genius is? Like, how do I know if I'm in my zone of excellence or if I'm in my zone of genius? Like, how do I navigate that?
Yeah. Well, I think it shows up. I mean, if you're, I was going to say it's kind of a reflection of maybe how much money you make. Sometimes we can say that, like, if you're being just mediocre, you're probably not going to be growing a lot. So maybe you're making six figures, but you're not growing. So I think that when you're actually working in your zone of genius and you really own that, infinite possibility shows up for you. And there becomes this limitlessness, I say that 5 times, limitlessness in your life. And it just, as long as you trust and keep taking the next step and really coming back to that, okay, these are my strengths. This is what I'm gonna monetize my strengths and fuck all the other noise, right? Hire out for the other noise. Like, we can curse, right? You can curse on Facebook. I do it all the time. Yeah, I mean, I do think that because you feel passionate about the next step instead of worried and wondering, is this right? You don't really question, is it right? You might question a little bit because you feel fear, but I think there's a knowingness that happens when it really is, your life is playing to your strengths.
I love that. I love that. So let's talk again a little bit more. Let's start digging into this vibe tribe situation. This is so juicy and fun. And this is why I absolutely adore you, because there's this, I felt for a while online, like you sometimes can get in your head about who to be, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're wanting to put your best foot forward, right? You're not wanting to show up online, I don't know, roll out of bed and go live and be looking and whatever, but you also want to be authentic, right? So it's like, where's the line of that? And also being, so I've recognized this myself. This is why I'm asking this question. It's like there's this moment of hesitation sometimes where you, instead of channeling the message you're feeling, you're in the head of your viewer wanting to control their opinion of you. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's all about where the intention comes from. It's like, is my intention to please other people or meet other people's expectations? And yes, when you're in the marketing game, which is what an online business is, it's all about marketing, right? It's marketing yourself, marketing your message, marketing your services and products. You do have to think about the recipient. You do, right? You need to know your ideal client, and you need to, but I think, especially with live video, which is kind of how you started that question, was like, how do you show up? It really, how do I say this? It's like the perfect storm of you care and you don't care. I was just talking about this somewhere else the other day, where it's like, to be a really good dancer, you have to like give it your all and then completely let go. Right? And that's how it's the same thing. Like, you have to really know your audience and give it your all, but then you have to just let go also and be yourself.
I love that. I love it. So when it comes to really being in your vibe and really showing up authentically, what's your number one tip for people who say, you know what, I'm ready to start being more authentic and to start really attracting my ideal client? What would be the starting place for someone like that?
I think when you're just starting, it really is about figuring out that, like, what is your zone of genius? Or I have that quiz, which I think we're going to share with everybody, a free quiz to figure out what is your spiritual zone of genius. And so the difference between those two things is that this is like the essence of what you're good at. instead of specifically what you're good at. So if you go to jayarosecoaching.com, you'll see a quiz there. So take that, because I think owning your truth and your power and what you're really good at is the first step to creating anything with your vibe, and especially using the law of attraction. Because I think the opposite, what we do is, like you kind of spoke to, is like, let's like meet everybody else's needs or be what they think I should be. And that is going to miss the mark every time with actually attracting people from you. So really knowing, like, what type of leadership style do you have? What, do you work out of like inspiration or passion? And those things are different. And people want to find themselves in you. And so that's just so important. When you know yourself well enough that you're willing to say it out loud, you're just like, this is who I am, then people are able to find themselves in you. And when you're being less than authentic and less than truthful about who you are, they don't resonate with you. The right people don't. Not everybody's going to resonate you when you're being yourself either, right? But the right people will. And so I think it's really that. It does come down to knowing yourself, knowing your likes, your dislikes, your needs, your wants, your strengths, your weaknesses, and then saying, I own it all. Like really, really owning it.
I love that. That is amazing. I got goosebumps as you were saying all that stuff, because it's just truth. You get that feeling when someone speaks something that's just true. Yeah. It's like, that's it. That is absolute truth. So guys, I went and took this quiz. It's a lot of fun, super simple, very quick. So go ahead and head over to jayarosecoaching.com and let us know what you get. It's super fun. And
comments, or I guess do it after and put it in the comments.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, don't leave us here. Also, if you want to stay connected with Jaya at a bigger level, this is the Vibrant Visibility Sisterhood Facebook group. And I jumped in there a few weeks ago, and I kind of stalk people online, right? I'm like, what are other coaches doing? How are they really engaging with their community? What are they doing to inspire people? And it's just tickled me to watch the way she interacts, and it truly is a sisterhood, great community, very, very positive vibes, which it looks like and sounds like there's a high vibe community coming soon. I'm excited to watch that roll out. So a lot of fun stuff. Jump on over and check out that group. If anybody has any last minute questions for Jaya, please post them. I'm watching for them here, and I am just going to ask her one final question. And my question is, what do you see for yourself in the future? What's your ultimate vision with what if we could just like whittle down what you're really doing for people at the core, at the heart, because I can feel your passion and belief in this mission. What is it that people can always expect from you, and what's at the heart of what it is that you're really doing?
Well, it's funny because I think people do expect something from me, because I do show up so regularly online and using live video. I think that people think they know me, right? So there is an expectation about how you show up, how often you show up, what they can expect from you. So I hope what they're getting from me is it's real talk. It's like you're always. And this is one thing, I think this is funny because I don't like advertise this online, but I never say something unless I'm 100% behind it. And I'm not afraid to say that I'm wrong. So if I'm saying this is the truth, you can the very least I believe it's the 100% the truth. And that it's coming from something more than just ego or trying to be right or wrong. Like, I give two shits about being right or wrong. I really only care about expressing myself as authentically as possible and showing up in the mission that I believe is mine. And so then the second part of your question is, what is that mission? And the mission is to own your greatness and to be in your best life. And I did hear you speak about that as well. So we probably have a lot of commonalities with that. It's living a life that feels good and that attracts other people to you because you feel so good, instead of trying to get people to want you or like you, which, trust me, I did. So that's a whole nother story. But it really, when it comes from within, it's so powerful. And That's all about your practice. That's about how much you love yourself, how you take care of yourself, what you put into your body, how you move your body, and then how you invest in yourself.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. Wow. I got some amazing, wonderful, powerful nuggets. I'm excited to get this up on YouTube for all of you to watch and listen to the replay as well as our podcast. So this is some good, powerful stuff, everybody. I hope you had some powerful insights. I'd love to hear from you guys. Be sure you go connect with this amazing, powerful woman. You can just feel her heart and you can just absolutely feel her authenticity and what it is that she's creating. It's so juicy, fun stuff. So to wrap our show up here tonight, we're going to get ready to do our giveaway. So I've got my giveaway person bringing in my list here of everybody. It looks like we've got 4 shares coming through. Awesome. We've got time for questions. Where are your questions, peeps? I'm watching for you. I'm watching for you. All right. Well, I guess I can come up with one more. I could ask you questions all day. You're so fascinating to me. So you did say one thing that I would love. Do you have any particular routine that you do before you go live to be sure that you're centered in your mission? You're considering your audience, but you're not playing to what they're wanting from you.
Yeah. Yes, I have actually like a checklist that I give for live video. So that's really handy. But what I tend to do is create things for other people that I don't actually use myself. And that's not because I'm not walking my walk. It's because I've actually integrated these practices into my life. So for example, I knew I had some time today to go live, and I don't use a content planner. Like I said, I teach other people how to use a content planner if they need that. But I literally just pray. I'm like, please send me, what I need to share. And then I couple that with strategy and knowledge. Like I understand what people want to hear. I'm not going to just be like, oh, I just got this. I don't know, it was birds. It's not like totally random, just birds. So it is about having this alignment, but it is the deeper work. So I teach all my students and clients to use 4 pillars in business. And then when you're creating content, there's always an alignment with these 4 pillars. And then when you create sellable offers, it's also in alignment with these pillars. So that is how we create like a core message and these side messages, because nobody's going to talk about one thing all the time. That's just not realistic. So for my multi-passionates and creatives, you have to have an outlet that feels like, yes, I'm inside my message, my core message, and which is in alignment with my offerings, but there's also wiggle room and freedom. And so that's where I say, like, I pray, like, I know what my overarching mission is, and I stay inside of that. But then I'm like, what is true for me today? And so I almost always use my own lessons. And when you're an entrepreneur, you have plenty of your own lessons, right? The video I did today was about how to really show up online and stand out in a crowded marketplace and make more money in your business. And I gave like my 3 must-haves, like what you must do. And one of them was about investing, because I just invested a huge chunk of money yesterday and it brought up all these feelings. And so I just used that. Like I use my own life as content. And right. And in order to backtrack to answer your question, like, is there something I do? I just literally live my message. And in terms of right before, I do listen to music. When I'm setting up my little station, which I actually filmed back over here, I listen to music every time, and I like really just like get my vibes high, which music does that for me. But I also make sure that I drink lots of water and that I eat healthy and those things that you need to do every day.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. I'm getting all of these amazing insights from you. And I love this idea of having those pillars and having this overarching message, but still giving yourself this room to be creative. Yeah. And one of the things that I want people to really hear, that's kind of the sneaky message I want to insert right here, is that you're never not going to have those lessons. And we call them lessons, but they really, some people call them problems, some people call them obstacles, some people call them stressors. It's really more fun to call them opportunities for growth or lessons. But that's called life. And that's called, being on the planet and being a part of your greater expansion.
Yeah.
becoming more of who you already are. And this is part of what I really want people to hear with Legacy Living TV is it's not about having a perfect life. It's not about never, messing up or getting discouraged or failing. It's about being the person that handles those things with grace and that shows up for the fight and for the challenge and that leans into the fear. And like you were saying yesterday, that all these emotions that come up when you're
Yeah.
leveling up, it used to be for me $100 investment in a little online course. And now it's like, these bigger packages that are what I used to make in a year. Right. And so that never goes away. It's just like peeling that onion, that next layer of what the universe is calling you forth to do. Like, all right, you ready? It's just like working out in the gym. You were a trainer, right? Adding the weights on. It never gets easier, right? We just add more so that we can become more.
Yes.
So,
no, I use fitness. I always use working out as an example because it's so real. Like it parallels really well with entrepreneurship. And I feel like that's probably why I have the capacity to do as much as I do because I did work out for 15 years. Like, push myself and that kind of thing. Not so much in the past year, which again is another story. But
yeah. You know what that speaks to, Jaya? The fact that as humans, we experience cycles. We experience different things in different areas, right? Nothing's meant to be high, perfect all the time, right? You had a process, which people go join her group, follow her online. She's so beautiful in the way she shares her journey and what she's learned. It was from the passing of your father, right? That triggered kind of some of these things, right? So that's called life. That's called being a human. And it's so beautiful because what I really sense and feel from you, which we can all really embody, is that we get to love ourselves through the process. Even when we're whatever your thing is, maybe you're binge eating on a food you don't want to, or maybe you're, hiding in your bedroom and not making your sales calls or whatever it is for you, that when you see that part of you that would be so easy to reject or to be disappointed in, instead to go, oh my gosh, I appreciate you. I love you. Like, what's the lesson? Like, I'm never going to leave you or abandon you because you didn't do exactly what I expected. Right?
Yes. No, you're right. And it is, I got chills. So that's right on. And it is about loving yourself enough to show up. And you can see that, online is the way that we connect now, even with your friends. I don't really see my friends. I like watch their stories and I comment and, I comment and I talk to my friends more online. I talk to a lot of people online, but I will always answer back if my friend comments. You know what I mean? So like you're growing these relationships and maintaining relationships all online and also your business. And so it's like, we're like spies or detectives. Like you're a spy, like you said, but we're detectives.
I'm a stalker. I think you're a stalker.
Stalker spy. So we really see everything. And even if you're not clairvoyant or, we are insightful as humans and we are at the least, we feel vibes. And so, the vibe attract your tribe, like we kind of started out talking about. That's why it's so important to really bring that forward. And if you're just doing like canned marketing or trying to put yourself out there the way someone else does or someone else told you to do, it just doesn't work. It's not working, and it's only going to increase the amount that you need to show up.
I love it. 100%. 100%. Oh my gosh. Yes, I have a cyber crush on you, Miss Jaya, and I hope all of you guys do too now. Please go follow this amazing woman. She's incredible. You will learn so much from her. Our giveaway, I'm putting in the shares into my little generator here, and the winner is Miss Mindy Barlow. Congratulations. Yay, you're actually coming to the retreat this weekend, Mindy, I think. So I will just bring your giveaway with me to Southern Utah. That'll be juicy and fun. To wrap up today, everybody, this was Nancy Ray Allen, your host, and our amazing, beautiful guest, Miss Jaya Rose. And as always, please remember, Rome was not built in a day. Just go out there and make your next choice your best choice, and always remember to live your legacy. Love you guys. We'll talk to you again really soon.
Bye.